Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SM 100% tournament. We've got a good one for you today with azder versus sashoboss. Excuse me. I am Duck, and I am joined today by Polar Bear Bunny. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing, Duck?
I'm all right. Looking forward to this one. Should be a pretty good one. Azder's coming into this race as the 13th seed, and he is racing Sashoboss, who is I think the 20. Oh, he's the 45th seed. Excuse me. He did race Lake Demon in the first round. Lake Demon unfortunately had an unfortunate soft lock, so that's how Sasho got here. Um, so Azure definitely the favored in this round, but it's Hundo. A lot of stuff can happen, a lot of soft locks and that kind of stuff. But we'll see if Azure can just kind of take care of business here. Azure did get the bye from the first round into this, so this is his first race of the tournament.
Yep, sitting at a PB of about 120.03. Sashoboss qualified with a 128. I've seen him got a 127 in his first round match, so we'll see kind of how he plays. I wonder if you're kind of the underdog in this. Do you kind of play more fast and loose, or do you just try to play your game and let fate decide?
I mean, kind of how the way. I mean, Azur's definitely the superior runner here. Not to take anything away from Sasho. I mean, everyone in this tournament is going to be really good at this game, but Azur, a lot of experience, really good runner. The thing is, the gap between these two guys is probably enough that even some pretty decent mistakes from Azure is probably not going to give the win. So, I mean, all the best Sasho can do is really just make sure he gets 100%, make sure he doesn't soft lock. That's kind of how he got him here. I don't think playing fast and loose is necessarily the way to go because it's going to be hard to make up that level of gap.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's probably not necessary. And yeah, like you said, the most important thing that you can do to help yourself win is actually get 100%.
Yeah, 100% and finish the game. Those are two important things. The risk of death in this category really goes down after wreck ship. It can happen there. After that, you're pretty much not going to die except for chain damage either on Dragon or as Scotty showed us on Mother Brain 1, which is something I hadn't seen before. So besides those two, there's a couple soft locks. Like I said, Sashoboss is kind of here on the back of one of those soft locks. So I mean, more interesting to see how aggressive Azure plays it. If he treats it more like a PB attempt or just maybe avoid some of the big soft lock potential and skip those tricks.
Yeah, I don't know azder to play it safely even when he could very well win by doing so, but we'll see what he comes up with here. I do know that these runners tend to do the different routes. Like azder will do the early croc route, and Sashoboss will actually do the late croc early ice route.
Yeah, that's interesting. Usually you see the faster players will be doing the late croc. A little unusual to see someone at like a 127 to do it, but I mean it is a lot more difficult, especially the wreck ship. It is pretty difficult to save time on. Not too terrible to at least just get through, but actually saving time with it is pretty tough.
And of course, the hallmark of that route is the spring ball collection with just ice beam. So you need to get that Puyo clip perfectly done in order to save time with your route here.
Yeah, I mean honestly the harder thing for saving time is you're an E-tank down in wreck ship, and if you just need to take the ship refill where you normally would skip it, you're pretty much losing all the time you would be saving.
That is true. And yeah, that wreck ship play, no matter which route you take, it's probably the most deadly part of the 100% run, usually.
All right, Ezra's the first one back up. Going to be coming back through this pirate room. We have to kill all of them to get through, and then one of the more difficult rooms of the run already in the climb. It's a pretty difficult room, but it's done in literally every single category. So most players are fairly used to doing it.
Yeah, we're gonna want to see some sub 5-minute bomb collection times here. Probably even a lot better for some of our greater runners, but sub 5 is pretty good goal to aim for.
Yeah, I think might be going past that right here at this top of the climb time. That should still be a low 5. That's just having a little bit of again. You can see how difficult. Like Azur's played this game so much, and it's really easy to break out a spin there, and you just lose a bucket of time.
Well, I suppose he was close, but yeah, the climb was a little bit difficult for both of our runners today, but it's a bad room.
On to our first mini boss, as we're just setting up on a particular pixel here to make Bomb Chorizo jump back immediately. Sasha's going to be doing a little bit further back, going to do the stand-up position. He's going to move into him and try to get him to jump back like that. Very nicely done. That's just a little bit slower there because there's the boss isn't jumping back as the first frame possible, but it's still very very solid strat. Only really a couple frames slower than the method Azure did.
Yeah, Azder not coming out full on anything. Sashoboss is completely full. Shouldn't be too big of a deal though after this E-Tank and these waivers probably get filled up here.
Yeah, Azur's in a little bit of trouble. I mean, you don't want to be low on energy and health. Usually the first enemy there will drop you some. But he gets the 2 drops, delayed just a little bit there. Azur forgetting what category he's playing, killing these pirates. Normally in Hundo, we would just go right through them. That's more the pure KD strat that you see there. Kind of the first thing in the run that's really different in Hundo, especially if you're used to running Fantoon first.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to get 2 missile drops off these Elas, which usually isn't a problem, but sometimes they are rude.
Yeah, I mean, he just did the Fantoon first strat. He did it correctly, at least. Oh, and he did miss that missile, unfortunately.
Oh no.
So it's just a little bit slower than just damage boosting through them. If you do, as her handed kind of correctly, you can see he kind of realized he was doing the wrong thing, but then just went ahead and finished the strat out correctly.
He's gonna grab the super and he's gonna set up to deboost off this waiver here. Very nicely done.
And then coming out of here, we're going to try to do a reverse mock ball, probably the hardest mock ball in the game, just really tight. So we'll see if these guys can get it. You can see that they're collecting these items in a different order. It's pretty close together, and really just depends on personal preference. According to Zenny, his timings, he got the reserve first to be the quickest, but they're really close, and it's going to be dependent on your personal ability. And we see here Azure did get the reverse mock ball, and this quick drop to get the missile right here.
Oh, Sasha just missing the ledge there. A little annoying, a little bit of a time loss, but not too big of a deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not too bad to just go for it, because you kind of have to do this like awkward jump up anyways. So it doesn't waste too much time to go for it and fail it. So very very good try by Sasha. Like I said, very very difficult trick to get consistent.
Alright, we're gonna be coming up on Big Pink here, and pretty much the only item we're gonna collect at this time is the charge beam that Azur's at right now. The rest of everything else, we'll come back and clean up later while we have more equipment and can do it more efficiently.
Nice green hill zone from azder, missing the gate, but able to recover nicely with just a missile. One nice thing about Hundo is we just have all these missiles. We're really not trying to conserve them at all. So if you mess up one of your main strats, you can back up and just use a missile to clear some of these guys out. You can see Sasha doing the same thing, just using missile, clearing the guy out. We have more missiles than really we know what to do with, so it's really not an issue.
Alright, going ahead and both Ritters getting their Spazer Beam now. That'll make killing some enemies along the way a lot quicker and easier. And then we're going to head on to Crate Slayer.
I think azder is going to only get 3 missiles from this mini crate. Based on some premonitions in chat here. Oh, no? Okay. I don't know what he's complaining about then. Very nice. Quick kill. Pretty straightforward strat once you've done it a bunch of times.
I was gonna say, I think I don't know. He only ended up with 4 super missiles after the mini crate. It looked like, at least, but I kind of missed a bit of it.
4 is usually what you end up. Oh, he didn't. Never mind. He didn't do the quick crate entry, so he just definitely got a few less drops. He does get some energy in reserve tanks, though, so that's nice.
Sasho, I believe, did the quick kill with 4 super method. Some runners, it's just up to preference. I think the missile and 3 supers is slightly faster, but up to preference, what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, the big thing for me is once I learned how to do the missile strat, it feels a lot more automatic with the timing and the setup. The charge into the 4 supers, you kind of have to feel it out a little bit more. Sasha having a little bit of trouble getting past those ski owners. At low health, doesn't matter too much here. I think these frogs are going to do 20 damage. So as long as you have more than that, that was 15 damage. So yeah, as long as you have more than that before you click the Z tank, you should be nice and safe.
Yeah, we really don't want to see a death here anywhere, but not there.
Yeah, it really doesn't take too much actually to go wrong in the early game for you to be at really low health and potentially take a death in that crate area. Pretty rare, but honestly, just a couple mishaps and you'll be in danger of it happening. So nice job on Sasha managing all that, getting through and keeping his run alive.
Yeah, indeed. Almost reminds me of kind of GT Classic category health at that point.
As they're sending that blue gate a message, supering it. Not sure why it's a weird thing to accidentally fat finger. So you do want to conserve your supers here. We're really not getting our second super pack until where you'd get it in any percent in Wreck Ship. So it's going to be a minute before we have any more than 5. So super management is really the most important thing in this early game here. Oh, I see. Muscle memory from in any percent he'd be going up to the ice door and supering it. So that's why he ended up doing that.
But it's the other direction.
Yeah, it is definitely the other direction. I think that's also why he, because if he's doing early croc, you really don't have to worry about farming and getting reserves up too much. So a lot of times you'll see an early croc runner just skip all those drops in business center.
I'm grabbing the speed missile on the way in. That way we can get our maximum running speed up on the way out. Both runners getting up Bubble Mountain on their first try. Very nice.
It's like I said, Sasho has 0 supers here. We'll see if he decides to farm more than once coming out. You don't see it too much in Hundo. You do need at least 1 super heading into Croc. Oh, that's pretty much guaranteed from the cap we're going to get on the way back. But it is nice to have more. You can use the supers on Croc to push him back further. And then we're also going to want some supers to open a couple red doors post Croc. And then after that, we need to refarm our supers back up for getting a direct ship in Fantoon. So like I said, there's definitely a lot of super usage early on. So being at 0 here is pretty unfortunate. We'll see how much he decides to farm.
Well, you got 3 from one farm.
He got up to 5 on that second farm. It was very friendly drops. I actually don't think he was paying attention because he farmed the 3rd time. Maybe a little surprised he got so many supers.
Yeah, I can definitely see not having very much faith in those bugs and just sitting there for a while.
Azder, meanwhile, getting really nice drop luck, getting that 5th super on the way down. Oh, it looks like Azder is going to be doing late croc here.
I have been debated.
Either that or he forgot. Again. Azder?
You know, we're just gonna do neither route. We don't need ice, we don't need grapple.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the plan is here for Azder.
This is gonna be like a 90% collection rate.
Yeah, just the no croc route. No early croc, no late croc, just no croc. You do get ice there for late croc, right? Like, I'm not crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's definitely where you get it, because you have it for this red tower climb. I know that.
You know, azder, you get those items when you're ready.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at this point, the best thing for him to do is when he comes back to Meridia to go get Ice Beam. Like I was saying, late croc is a more difficult route to do, especially optimally. I mean, Azder knows all he knows how to do the Poyo clip. He can do he can manage wreck ship without grapple beam. He should probably be okay even on health conversation in wreck ship. Although he hasn't been really prioritizing filling up his reserves, so he might be in a little trouble there.
Meanwhile, Sasha getting a nice ice escape mock ball and is picking up his ice beam. So he'll have that item advantage over Oster. The thing about early Ice Beam as well is you kind of have to know how to use the Ice Beam well to make it not slow you down by like freezing enemies and getting stuck on them and things like that.
Yeah, it honestly gets in the way more than it helps. Generally, most players will keep it through wreck ship. You do have the option of turning it off, like going into Fantoon to do an X Factor if you're more comfortable with that. There's a bunch of places to turn it off. Really, any utility we're going to get from Ice Beam is going to be gone after this Red Tower climb. So anytime after Red Tower and before Bot Moon, you can turn it off. Most late Croc runners will turn it off on the Gauntlet Shine. You can do like the robot flush with Spazer. And you also want to, since you're going to be menuing there anyways for your reserves, it's just a convenient time to take it off.
Also, of course, they're gonna both have to be sparking over the moat in the ocean here. Normally, if you do the croc route, the grapple across the moat is actually quicker. Also conserves health. Usually when you do early croc, you're a little bit worse off of health. And these missiles that Azder's picking up now, you definitely want to get now. You do not want to be in that room while the ship is on.
That is probably the most frustrating room to die in because it's an absolutely free room while the ship's off, and if you forget, have to go back. And I don't think extract actually exists for that room because there's no reason to ever do it with it on. So it can be pretty tricky.
Strat. That room's absolutely impossible.
Yeah, so we can see Azzer going to be turning off his ice here. I'm actually a little surprised he's not going to go for Doppler strats again, being an accomplished new route runner. Just can go get a 2-cycle that way. He may just be at this point, since if he's not entirely used to this, may just be resigned to taking the ship refill. So not too worried about where he's pausing.
Yeah, the X Factors might just help him ensure that he can get the 2-round much easier than the Doppler strats. And he does, very nicely done.
Yeah, it really just, the X Factor is definitely a little easier, but if you haven't done it in a while, it can be a little tricky.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about you have to do that room in GT code max %.
Oh yeah, I guess that is true.
Big yikes.
All right, Sasha now going to be entering his Fantoon fight. Hopefully he'll have just as clean of one as Azder. I think he already took off his Ice Beam, so he may be going for the X Factors as well here.
Yeah, we'll see if Fantoon can give him the fast, give him a little bit of time to make up.
Nope.
But of course not, yeah.
Does get the X Factor on the first round, nicely done. It looks like Sasha's actually going to go for the double X Factor strat, which is not something you see very often anymore. You'll see a lot of players who do the X Factors finish them off with the mini Doppler. Oh, and I think he got Flame Lane there with the last particle.
Yeah, just...
fortunately, yeah, sorry, I was just saying, fortunately getting it fast, that's really not that too bad of a time loss. If you are going to get a third round, that's how you want to clean it up.
Yeah, for sure, not bad at all. Meanwhile, Azure survives the way in of the spiky room of death. Just has to make it out now.
Yeah, usually when runners are doing the same route, it's really easy to tell who's ahead. But with Azure not only skipping the ice beam, so just not having done those rooms, but having to do them like, later at some point where it's not going to be that efficient to do. This race is a lot closer than it looks right now.
Find it kind of interesting when he actually chose to turn high jump boots back on, because usually you turn them off to be able to get that E-tank easier if you don't have grapple. Because these jumps up here up to the wreck ship seem to be a lot easier without high jump, actually.
Yeah, but you're going to have speed still unless he turns both off, and which that is absolutely the worst.
That is absolutely garbage. You're right.
Yeah. Azder just freestyling here in this attic. Yeah, this is another room. You see the shine that Azure did. Generally in Lake Croc, that's something you want to avoid. Again, you're really trying with being one you take down from Lake Croc. You really need to conserve your health as much as possible here. So you'll see most Lake Croc runners use a different strat in Attic, try not to take any damage.
Yeah, I think normally Azure goes for the temporary blue suit to kill those last enemies there, but maybe just didn't get his taps right.
Yeah, that's a strat. If you mess up the beginning, then it turns pretty much everything in Attic. If you mess up, especially at the beginning, just everything turns to hell. You can see Sasho also turning off. I think he just turned off high jump. Maybe he did turn off both. I'm not sure.
Oh, a nice jump up there for the sky missiles.
Yeah. So at this point, Azder pretty much is going to be taking this ship refill. So he doesn't have to worry too much here. It's pretty priced into it. So he's got plenty of health to get gravity, get to the ship. It is a fairly substantial time loss. So we'll see what Sasha can do if he can avoid this ship. Unfortunately, taking some damage here in the spiky room of death, not exactly how you want to get started.
Yes, but not difficult to do.
I'm really just looking forward to how Azer's going to fix his issue here. I mean, he could just go to Croc instead of Meridia. Just finish that up if he just doesn't want to deal with the ice clip, depending on how comfortable he is with it.
Yeah, I'm curious as well. When he's in a route in Croc, and then maybe he'll just route in Spring Ball at a really weird time.
Yeah, I mean, I think the worst option would be leaving Spring Ball and coming back for it. I think getting. I mean, there's an extra elevator and everything. I guess you can like get ice normally, do Ridley, do late Croc, and then get Spring Ball and then go up and get X-ray. I don't know. Like, pretty much all options are going to be fairly awkward here.
Sasha taking on that robot room really nicely on the way in and the way out, being able to clip through those last two robots. Very nicely done. Also gets that neat jump up there to the sky missiles. Alright, then we are skipping Gauntlet and Criteria PBs as well.
This is just freestyling at this point. I do not know what's going on.
He's trolling us.
He's doing something.
He's being silly.
Maybe he's accidentally gonna discover some new ideal route here. I don't know. Oh, that is Tracy pointing out that I think she may be correct that if you do have to take the ship refill, it actually is just better to go ahead and get it at the very end.
Yeah, I do actually do Gauntlet late myself, so intentionally, so I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah, I mean, you basically just have an extra screen transition coming up from Parlor instead of going straight to a Terminator, just going up and then doing Gauntlet. Again, like the difference in health at this point is not really going to matter. You know, any percent you're running on 4 or 3 E tanks. So Az's still going to have plenty of health compared to what he does have normally. LN can be a little damaging, but really shouldn't be too big of an issue for Azure.
Yeah, we'll see what Sasha decides to do. If he decides to take the ship refill and do the screen wrap for Gauntlet, or skip it as well. I do like that Shine Spark up here to Mission Impossible.
Yeah, I didn't realize Sasha missed the moat missiles on the way in. Might have jumped a little high on his ocean fly attempt. Didn't quite see what happened there, but does get him on the way back. So he does have them. And yeah, we'll see what Sasha chooses to do. He is going to elect to take the ship refill here. Could be a good choice. Again, you know, Sasha just really needs to concentrate on just getting 100%. I mean, we can see Azur's already, you know, making, you know, the mistakes that he needs Azur to make to be in this. So just, you know, play safe. Just get all the items where you normally do. Don't worry about backs or anything like that. And just make sure you finish your run out.
Yeah, Azure is making it a lot easier on himself to end up forgetting something just by changing his conventional route that he's used to.
Yeah, changing everyone's conventional route.
And Sasha, setting up for the screen wrap here. You can do this with, I think, any beam combination that includes wave beam. Very nicely done. I think that was the first or the second try. So shooting over to the right with that wave beam, you're actually opening the door on the left side of the screen.
Yeah, we're coming up to the point where if I was in Azur's shoes, right after clicking this E-Tank and the Green Hill Zone missile, is when I would either go get ice or go do Croc at that point. Probably doing Croc at this point is a little bit slower. Like I said, Azur definitely knows the ice clip. I'm not sure how comfortable he is doing it like in a fast like speed run setting.
Yeah, no doubt that he can do it. Just maybe if he wasn't expecting to have to do it, maybe not mentally prepared to pull it out right now, but he doesn't have much choice, really.
Yeah, like I said, I think the only other option here is just if you're going to go to ice, it's not all that much further to just go ahead and go to Croc at that point, get your grapple beam, and do it like you would normally. I mean, neither's good, but well, this is another option. We're going to get X-ray.
You know what? Why not? X-ray will make the clip to check tool a lot easier.
Well, no, he's actually got. There's another thing he can do here. If he gets this X-ray here, right, he doesn't have to come back up at the very end to get X-ray. That's really the only thing you need, right? So what you can do is just do Meridia, skip Shack Tool, right, and then do the rest. Do Croc at the very end, and then come up through Meridia like any percent.
Ooh.
One of the two. I don't know. I have no idea. I am making this stuff up. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'll leave the cleanup. I guess it is. Yeah, Maria's going to put him out a little bit higher than that.
Yeah, there is the other option of X-ray climbing to Shack Tool.
Yeah, it's probably what he's going to do, I guess. Is losing a good chunk of time here. I mean, that's a pretty slow way of getting X-ray. He did a very good job of it, though, with the equipment he had. I think the only more creative routing I've ever seen in an SM tournament was Cross Products RBO route in the multi-category. That thing was a work of art.
Yeah, I am thoroughly enjoying this. Ooh, sashoboss gets the Mission Impossible strat. Jumping out of the hole there on the way back out. A little bit of a time save. Very nice.
As they're scouting, he's doing that. There's no way he's not doing that on purpose.
He's got to make sure they're there, because that's the item he forgets the most lately.
I know. I know he did it in his last peep, not his most recent one, but the one he had previous to that. Because I always made fun of him for scouting. So you know, maybe he's throwing a little taunt there.
Yeah, that could be. Hopefully, peeking the item though doesn't make him feel like he has the item.
Either that, or he just did the same mistake he did last time, where he's just so used to scouting it from rando that he just scouted it again.
Yeah, rando muscle memory does not go away.
I feel bad that Sasha's having a pretty nice run himself, almost getting that mock ball out. I'm just so enthralled by whatever azder is doing over here.
Yeah, this is kind of like what I kind of talked about at the beginning. Like if Sasha just plays his game methodically and does what he knows how to do, he could definitely pull out this win.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the biggest risk for is like the fact that he's just at this point 100% freestyling this. Probably has the greatest risk. If we're going to see a 99% in this tournament, it's going to be this run. The nice thing is, like, he's not really going to be muscle mass remembering past ice because you're going to have to go get it anyway, especially in the crumble shot. Like, everything is that he's skipped so far, except for maybe just completely forgetting about Gauntlet. Everything he skipped so far is pretty obvious. It's going to be pretty hard to like just skip a whole chunk, and he is getting everything kind of in the order he needs to at this point. I'm curious if Sasha is watching the restream and if he realizes what Azder's done and what he's thinking right now.
I'm really curious as well. Yeah, our runners can join us in chat and watch the restream and all of that, but they might just be listening and just trying to focus on their game, but this run has been a lot of fun so far.
It's unique. I'll give it that. It's the most upsetting thing is going to be if he still beats my PB. That's I'm going to be upset if that happens.
Sounds like you have some work to do, Duck.
Yeah, well, Zenny keeps releasing tutorials and making me change all my strats.
Alright, Sasha, gonna go for these Main Street missiles. I'm not sure what kind of short charge this is.
It's like
Maybe
a
you know?
it's like a multi-stutter 3 is what most people end up doing. It's pretty tight to get. It is about like I think it's like 2 seconds faster than coming up on the platform Sasha just landed on and doing the short charge there. I think even that second try that Sasha did probably still saving a little bit of time.
Yeah, I would think so. But definitely a lot easier if you can't do the charge at the bottom to use that ledge and just do the 2-tap. And Azure remembering the precious missiles.
Yeah, I guess like conversely, when you're kind of like just freestyling a route, like there's no more muscle memory because you really got to think exactly what you're doing. So stuff like the normal items you would skip, like precious missiles, I wouldn't expect Azure really to skip just because he's probably thinking pretty hard right now.
A little unlucky too, he won't get the chance to do the quick grapple strat here that he would normally do. Unfortunately, missing his sparks, getting the up sparks instead of the horizontal shine sparks that you would want.
Yeah, I think part of it's just a little bit of frustration on his part right now. Sasha's having a little trouble with these wall climbs. Did get hit by the crab the first time up. You kind of have to like have a plan there to get around that crab, like count out your wall jumps. Can be a little tricky if you just kind of go for it. As they're trying to get a spike suit there, unable to do it, just goes ahead, gets the space jump. It's less of a time loss here than it would be in any percent because we have space jump. We can just do the womp jump out. But spike suit is definitely the fastest. It's free to go for because you can just while the Dragon is dying, you can try to convert it. So not too big of a deal. Does end up getting the womp jump, very nicely done.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Sasho is just quietly having a solid run for him over here, doing a very nice job. He may be on PB pace right now.
See if we get any peculiar routing choices for Meridia here. Normally, you do come down here and start with the right sand pit. It's the one closer to Spring Ball, and the items are easier to get than the left sand pit without Spring Ball. You actually don't need Spring Ball at all to get these items in any capacity.
Yeah, I've mentioned before that. Thank God the spring ball sand pits on the left, because if they were reversed, we would it would be slow enough that we would probably just end up doing it some hard way. We do have spring ball later on. Hopefully, azder will also have spring ball. Did he just?
That was a wonderful Batoon fight by Sasho. Uh, getting the X Factor over on the right side that I think he called uh, coined, and then getting all his supers in just the one round. And azder is actually X-ray climbing, so let's go. Get your X-ray hype in chat for all you X-ray lovers out there.
Or complain that you don't think this shouldn't be legal for all your X-ray haters out there.
We are a group divided.
Yeah, I mean, this is. It looks like. I mean, azder got it on like his third try. Definitely a place that Sasha can catch up. In fact, the bot fight already saved a little time on azder. Azder having a little trouble with that. Could potentially save some time here on the Dragon fight as well. We'll see how his fight goes. Yeah, definitely. Anyone just joining in that's wondering what is going on, azder did not pick up Ice Beam before doing Croc. We're pretty sure he normally does early Croc, so he just completely spaced. Not only skipping Croc, also skipping Ice Beam, and his chosen way to fix that was to get X-Ray and do this climb.
Yeah, I assume he's thinking that this is a quicker alternative than going down and grabbing ice at the most.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I wasn't entirely sure how he was going to do this. This is pretty slow. It might have just been better to go ahead and grab ice. Like, it is 2 elevators. It is pretty far. Like, you have to go, like 2 rooms over. You got to go down the elevator, get ice, come back. It's a good chunk of time, but azder also had to do X-ray slow. He's now doing this, which is it's taking a good chunk of time. So I mean, again, just maybe just more comfortable doing this than the ice clip. If he doesn't have a kind of like a can strat for it. Oh, and Sato, yeah, looks like he took the blue suit up and did get the reverse shine there. That's the second fast. That is a little bit faster than the Wampo jump. So very very nicely done by Sasha there.
azder is soft locked.
Yeah, I guess that is. Wasn't entirely familiar with exactly how to do this.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with what the risks are either.
Well, Sasso, much like last race, now azder has forfeited. So again, Sasha just needs to finish this run and get 100%. He will advance. Azder does have the option of just at this point resetting. He can restart. We did have another run early start where we had 2 deaths, and the runner that died first did end up winning that. So I mean, again, you never know what's going to happen. But it is up to azder whether he wants to continue or not here.
Yeah, this tournament has been just insane with the amount of soft locks and deaths that you just do not see every day. Yeah, so it just sounds like he wasn't all the way up to where he needed to be to jump out of his X-ray climb there, which resulted in him soft-locking. Alright, Sasho does get the ice clip now. A very, very, very difficult trick. You have to freeze up Puyo. Pixel perfect. To get the positioning right to clip through the floor and get up here. It's pretty much your only option. You do the early ice route.
Sasha falling down there into the sand pit, recovering very nicely. Can be, if you don't have a plan, if you fall down like that, can be a little troublesome. Helps a little low, but he did skip the bottom and E-tank. He's going to be getting that on his second trip. Might be doing that on purpose. That way you have full E-tanks going into lower Norfair. So unfortunately, falling down there, it's a little tricky. You want to like wall jump off that top because if you just fall down, you'll be going too fast to space jump again. Pretty annoying to miss. You can see you're falling all the way down there. This is a good chunk of time.
Hi, Sasho, into the plasma beam. I'm gonna do the strat where you lay the power bomb to kill the wall pirates, but I don't know how much that actually matters.
With ice beam, generally you don't do that. I'm not 100% sure what the ice strats are because I'm never coming in here with ice beam usually. I do know you don't lay the power bomb. There's just different ways of handling it. And again, nice moonfall though to get down here a little bit quicker.
Yeah, that was nice. Now with Dragon Dead, this door is open and we're gonna go backwards from the 80% routes through Cack Alley.
A nice space jump getting through those cacks. That again, that's a strat's a little trickier with ice beam. If you don't have ice beam, you can just shoot the bottom cack with plasma and just jump straight through. So nicely done by Sasha there, and we are now collecting this E-tank that we skipped earlier.
Yeah, very well-timed health refill there.
Oh, it doesn't get the D boost. He did get hit by the Poyo coming through. Maybe he just wasn't prepared and wasn't holding back there for the D boost.
Really nice short charge there to get up here to these aqueduct items.
Yeah, Sasha has been doing his short charges are pretty good. Getting the Main Street one and getting that one. Main Street's tighter than that, but still a little bit of a tricky short charge, especially for newcomers. You kind of just opt to shine at the bottom there on your first trip in. But if you can do that, short charge definitely saves a good chunk of time.
Right, and here's the part of the run where Spring Ball really shines.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool strats with Spring Ball. It's a shame that it's so far off the beaten path. That pretty much the only time you're ever going to get it is in a 100% run.
Alright, and that's it for Meridia. Probably arguably the trickiest part of the run to route. Feels a little clunky sometimes just because there's so much to do and so much backtracking, but we are out of there.
All right, Sasha, remembering to get the Crate Missile. This is one of the items that's definitely pretty easy to forget. In a tournament setting, though, you really don't see too many 99s. Most players are, running this, practicing it. Once you start just like doing a bunch of runs of this, you kind of just have like all the strats in your head, and you just, getting all the items actually becomes autopiloting. So good, always good to see the runners remember to come do Crate. You can opt to. There's another route divergence, getting early power bombs. I think it's gone out of style a little bit recently. I don't know too many people that do. I think Zoe still does it, but I think he might be it.
Yeah, that's interesting. I assumed it was a little bit slower to do that, but I'm not really sure. But yeah, I don't see too many people actually forget that item anymore. It's like that's old news. It's not the most forgotten item any longer.
Yeah, you also have a pretty easy second chance to get it coming back from Lower Norfair. Sasha took that room pretty risky. Is able to get it. Just a little space jump across here. So nicely done. So he's gonna go for this D boost. Nice little slick strat.
Yeah, D-Boost is a really neat strat to see, and it's actually a little bit more difficult to D-Boost off an enemy than it is off of spikes.
Yeah, Sasha avoiding the health refill was shame there. Just if you need to do a pretty quick jump coming for that room, and if you fall down, a lot of times you just accidentally run into that health refill and get it. Oh, and does a very nice chronic boost there. There's a easier way to do that, laying the power bomb up high. But very nicely done getting that strat.
Any gifters? That infamous sashoboss emote there. And we're into this little scene room, pretty much only seen in Hundo. You need space jump to actually activate this statue, otherwise it won't drain the acid for you. This is pretty much probably the only reason why we do Meridia first in this category.
Yeah, there's like the route is, except for the whole cross thing, the route's pretty locked in. We can't do early Fantoon because of needing the speed booster to get the wreck ship E-tank, and we can't do Ridley any earlier because we need the space jump to get this missile here. So you pretty much are just kind of forced to actually do it the kind of the, I guess, the intended boss route.
Sasho very nicely getting the positioning for Golden Chorizo to just stay in his one spot and not move and not hit ya.
So kind of conversely to Meridia, Lower Norfair is a pretty linear section. We really just have to grab pretty much the only thing you're grabbing on the way in that you're not getting on any percent, besides that little GT detour, is these Mickey Mouse missiles up here, the top of worst room in the game. Is one of the locations that you can lose a good chunk of time if you fall down, because you have to go all the way around. The other two being back of Gauntlet if you only fall down the other side, and the GT missiles, of course, are two of the other like infamous ones.
Yeah, for me personally, this is the most forgotten item. It's so easy to just zip on right through and continue your Lower Norfair. Oh, it very, very nicely gets up and avoids the kill room there at the bottom.
Yeah, most of the killer items are the ones that it's just really easy to just any percent past. The spooky missiles and wreck ship, like I said, that Mickey Mouse item. You're just kind of like doing a bunch of any percent strats, and all of a sudden it's like, oh right, I gotta go to this room. Same with precious missiles. All those are the really nasty ones that can really bite you.
A nice go through the first Xan there. Saves a little bit of time on the way to the Metal Pirates here.
Oh, just a little too close to that pirate. Didn't get him to jump. Does clean it up nicely. Only losing a little bit of time there.
Alright, just 20 shots with the full beam combo to Ridley. Pretty much akin to an 80% old route fight, only with tons of health.
Yeah, you do have the option of mixing in supers here. It is higher DPS, but it's, unless if you don't have like a good plan of how to do it, it's probably better just to stick with the beam fight. You still get really quick fights with just the full beam. Does look like Ridley's dead here. Just trying to jump into his claws and end this fight. There we go. Nicely done.
Alright, Lorna Fair escaped now. If I'm counting correctly, just 4 more items to grab down here.
1, 2, 3, 5. Or no, 4. You're right.
Somewhere between 4 and 5.
Yeah, so somewhere in that neighborhood. For some reason I thought there was 2 items in the Firefly room. Very nice speedball by Sasho. Just getting on out. We're just going to use this screw attack here just to break those blocks, saving a little bit of time while we're bombing it.
It's always kind of interesting to me how you could, essentially, if you're blind playing, you could completely just skip Ridley and not even know it.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched like a bunch of blind playthroughs of this, and a lot of people end up doing that. They come up to this room and kind of just get lost. The real travesty is if you're blind playing this and you find this false wall before you find Ridley. That's the real problem.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. I guess obviously most of us know that false wall is there and don't even think about it.
Yeah, I mean it's one of the things I think was like just an absolute like mistake in this game, because like the X-ray doesn't even reveal it, and like for a casual player, it's so confusing. There's really nothing that hints at it as far as I'm aware. Besides just at some point you just have to like run through it and you go, oh okay.
At some point, you just gotta call Nintendo Power and ask them what's going on.
Yeah, it was one thing that SM did over the original NES Metroid. Like the NES Metroid was infamous from just bomb everything. SM kind of fixed that by giving you like the power bombs, which can reveal pretty much everything in a room, and X-ray. But yeah, there's still a couple of those holdovers that make it, they're just like once you played it once, you know about it. It's obvious, but watching a blind playthrough, always entertaining to see.
Alright, another section done, and we're just gonna... Well, actually, we're gonna do some cleanup up here and then go to Croc now, finally.
Finally gonna see Croc in this match.
Poor neglected Croc.
Hopefully we'll see Croc. I mean, this is definitely seen some surprises in this match, but I mean Sasha has just been having a very, very solid run, just playing his game, going through everything. It's clear he knows all the strats for all the rooms. A bunch of just little things that I've noticed. So he's having a very good run. There's I don't want to say there's no way he's gonna skip Croc, because you never know, but I really, really doubt it.
Yeah, there's no way anything bad would happen to anyone in this tournament at all, ever.
That's an interesting way. Usually you see players like kind of auto spring ball up to get that deboost. Sasha landed and just kind of timed the deboost. It may just be a little bit easier for him. That's a interesting way of doing that. Okay, here we go.
He remembers.
That move fall I have not seen before. With the it's pretty nice with using taking advantage of screw attack there, coming late. There's a couple of advantages of doing Crockley. We're going to see just a nice one-shot kill on Crockmeyer here. That's one of the big advantages. The other is you don't have to worry about like the Indiana Jones strat or anything like that because we have space jump.
Yeah, just like in all bosses, run that one-shot plasma charge, kill on Croc, and easy peasy. Just gotta collect the items and not even worry about it.
So one of the difficult parts of this late croc route is you'll see the top runners actually get a spike suit off of that croc wall there and carry that all the way to X-ray. Difficult to get the spike suit, and then just difficult to play so many rooms with that flash suit charged. Sasha just opting not to do that. He'll just he'll do X-ray just like he would in early croc, just with a space jump with that screw attack, just real nice and easy. But it is like I think late croc is only like 20 seconds or something, so that is part of the time save of this route.
Yeah, I think what can make that spike suit really difficult is having spring ball, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the spike suit we saw Azure get earlier. Usually, the kind of the easier way to do it is because you have to move into the spike or the spark in Dragon's case, and then 1 or 2 frames later you need to unmorph, and then I think it's 9 frames after that. It might be 10. Hit jump again to activate your spike suit. With spring ball, you can't use the jump button because it doesn't work with spring ball. So you have to go from left to up within 1 or 2 frames, which can be very challenging, and then hit jump again 10 frames after that. So spike suits with spring ball are very, very difficult.
Alright, we're going to escape out of the Croc Gateway, up a couple rooms, and that will be that for Norfair.
Yeah, the final cleanup has got some very challenging rooms if you were going to attempt to do them optimally. There's a lot of very difficult strats there, so we'll see what Sasha likes to do in those rooms.
Sasha showing a little bit. Gravity lets you walk in the lava, obviously, but strangely enough, when you have Speed Booster and you're in the lava, you actually move slower. Alright, with Space and Screw, getting X-Ray is quite fast and really convenient on the way back to Blueprint Star. Definitely don't want your 99% to be because you forgot an item that is always visible on your HUD.
Yeah, I mean, if I was going to skip an item, I'd skip X-ray because it's just annoying. This reverse Green Hills, there's the kind of infamous reverse slinky strat here. Again, very, very difficult strat to do. Slasher is just going to do a couple nice little space jumps through here. Does a nice job. It's pretty hard not to bonk him there. Kept his speed all the way through. So again, just Sasha just having a very solid run here.
Yep, going ahead and laying that PB before grabbing this power bomb pack to save a little bit of time. You can just run right through.
Yeah, the weird thing about that screw attack that Sasha just did is you have to like turn around midair to actually get screw attack to break that top block. I have no idea why, and it's really confusing the first time you try to do it because you can be in the screw attack animation and it just refuses to break.
Yeah, because in just one tile gaps like that when you're wall jumping, you can just hold one single direction instead of going back and forth to do the wall jumps. But yeah, the block will not break with screw attack if you're doing that.
Sasha's going to be getting a little shine spark here. The timer doesn't run on these elevators. He actually took advantage of this earlier when he took the ship refill. You can do the same thing, store it, and take the refill and just shine coming right out of the ship. All right, so just 2 items left. We got the criteria supers that were, again, we didn't have speed booster when we came here first. It is required for this item. So we're going to be coming through here, freezing these, I don't even know what these things are called, but they're annoying.
These are the bouillons.
All right, thank you. I am terrible with the actual lore names.
Maybe it's bouillon, I don't know. One of those.
I thought that was the stuff you put in soup.
Yeah, bouillon cube.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, the last missiles here. Usually hear them called 230 missiles because once you have this, you have a max amount of 230 missiles.
So we're going for a little mock, but that's one of the swaggier mock balls to get. It looks really slick if you get it. One that's just kind of just free to go for, only losing a little bit of time, but very difficult to get.
some time to take a little break. Make sure you got all 4 bosses down. Practice your horizontal bomb jumps. Do whatever you do. Get ready for Turian.
Yeah, I definitely people who like practice stuff in here like this. The run is so long, and this is such like a input heavy game. Like I just need the break. I just put the controller down and just kind of stare at a wall for a minute here. Sasha is keeping screw attack on. You see some players take it off, mainly if they haven't, if they have kind of like canned grouping strats that they prefer to use, or they don't know how to do any of the Z skips because we can't do the normal one with screw attack. Sasha is just going to keep them on. Still going to do some grouping strats here. Just can't use spin jump, or they will not attach to you with screw attack on.
And we see now Sasho hitting that magic missile number, so we know he at least collected all of the missiles.
Yeah, generally, if you forget something, it's going to be a missile. Obviously, he's got all the E-tanks, but like the power bombs, the reserves, and the super missiles, generally you're not going to forget any of those. Really, the only super missile you could honestly conceivably skip is like GT missiles if you just completely forget to go up there. Almost positive Sasha got that, though. I seem to remember him going up there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got everything. Did he get grabbed?
I think he's okay. Yeah, he is okay. Nicely done.
Nice.
Yeah, if you're gonna go for baby skip, the most important thing is just to make sure you get it. We saw Sasha took a couple extra jumps there, just making sure he was kind of in the right position, and just barely got it by the skin of his teeth. So that was nicely done. Sasha is gonna. This is a pretty smart idea. Alternatively, he could just. I mean, really the one soft lock left is stand up.
Unprecedented.
Yeah. Alternatively, he could just have skipped stand up if he just wants to close up this run. Looks like Sasha is going for this down back skip. You can also just blow through that first one if you're having trouble with the down back skip, and just do the spring ball skip on the second Zeb. A little bit slower, but it's probably the easiest skip to do.
Yeah, indeed. And sometimes with a lot of strats, it ends up just being no slower to just go for the intended strat of blowing out the subs.
So we got a nice, easy Mother Brain fight here. Just 20 plasma shots.
Yep, no big deal if you take damage from a catch-up with all these E-tanks. Just want to be above 7 so you can get your stand-up glitch in.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, he never took off Varia. I guess because Sasha. So Vario gravity reduces damage. Sasha ended up taking his beam off before Phantom. You'll see a lot of runners take off Vario when they take off Spazer. They already have gravity suit. Two reasons for that: it makes the stand up a little bit easier because it damages you more, and if you do miss baby skip, the baby will drain your health a lot faster. It's only a couple frames to actually take off RA2, but it is able to get it. There's still soft lock chances in here. Some of the more common ones aren't a big deal because we have X-ray. If we're forced into a kneeling position, we can just stand back up with X-ray here, so that's not a concern.
Sasho gets a good position with the baby Metroid. The baby Metroid does still need to actually be getting hit by Mother Brain's onion rings in order for this cutscene to go past.
Yeah, it's actually more important to make sure all the onion rings connect than it is to pump a bunch of shots into Mother Brain. You'll see some players who, just starting with stand up, just sit there pumping shots into Mother Brain, just get like one shot at the end. But they ended up losing a bunch. Not necessarily losing time, but didn't save nearly what they should have by just letting a bunch of the onion rings hit the wall. So nicely done by Sasha there. And now pretty much in the clear. Anyone who's speedrunning this game at all is not going to be intimidated by this 3-minute timer. So we have plenty of time to get out, and Sasha, barring just a completely unfathomable disaster, is going to take this one down. Assuming he got 100%, there's nothing I noticed that he skipped. It can be a little tricky watching two runners. Like I didn't see, I saw him. He got moat on the way back. I didn't even realize that.
He just door stuck. Very nice, Sasha. He can get out of this parlor. He can do it. And sorry, no animals today.
And there we have it. Sashoboss officially finishing with an SRL time of 1:20.13, coming in first place, defeating azder, who again did forfeit due to that soft lock with the X-ray climb. So GG's to both of them. Assuming once we verify Sasha has 100%, he will be moving on to the next round, and we'll see if either of them are going to be coming in.
And reminder, Sasha will be able to face the winner of Kaznode and Zost.
Right, so pretty good run for Sasha overall. Only like I think a minute slower than what his PB is listed on the sheet. I'm not sure what his actual PB is right now. We are now joined by Sasha, but GG's to you.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks.
So you came into this tournament as the 45th seed. Did you ever think you were going to make it to the top 16?
I thought I wasn't even going to win the first race. Yeah. It's pretty surprising.
There always seems to be one person in these tournaments that has some sort of hex on his opponents, managing to curse them. We had a Link to the Past tournament where we had a runner manage to get all his opponents to soft lock as well. So, so good luck to Kaznode or Zost, whoever you end up finishing. Probably should get a rabbit's foot or 4-leaf clover or something, because you're the most deadly man in the tournament right now.
Oh, better watch out.
But
It
yeah,
would
I
be
mean,
funny if I made it all the way to top 4.
yeah, I mean, like very good run overall. You
Yeah,
like,
thanks.
yeah, I'm assuming you've been watching the Zenny tutorials because I'm sitting here watching like, yeah, I recognize that. I feel like that. I don't know if that's where you're getting most of these strats from, but you went for everything, all the rooms. You were doing pretty well. So I guess I didn't quite see what happened on the ice clip because that was right around when azder had his issues with it. Yeah, little
Yeah,
struggles there.
so yeah, most of my strats I'm learning from Mr. Keku there in chat. I haven't really seen many of Zenny's tutorials, so yeah. Anyway, ice clip. Oh. So what was that, like 6th try? Oh, so bad. That wasted me like a minute, and that ruined my chances of PB. Oh, yeah. Even in practice, I was getting that like every time, and then in the run, of course, I had to choke it. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it is the problem with late croc is late croc really kind of hinges on a couple more like. I mean, early croc has it too, where there's a couple rooms that you can just kill your run, but especially with that ice clip, late croc does have a lot more of that stuff. It can be a lot harder just to get a clean run through. But
Yeah, this is my first race that died to ice clip. So yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, nicely done. So yeah, you will be facing the winner of Zeus versus Kaznode. I don't know if you have any thoughts about either one of those matchups. If you need like a lock of their hair or something, mail it to you.
Well, either one of them is going to be tough for me. I mean, this race was tough for me. If Asda hadn't have forgotten ice, but yeah, I guess I just got really lucky, and hopefully I can keep getting lucky next round and maybe after that.
Yeah, I think technically he forgot croc because I'm pretty sure he does early croc normally. So the skipping ice part was the normal part. It was the whole grapple beam thing that was missing.
Yeah, he was making a new route. New route
We
for
were
100%.
we were excited to see what was going to happen. Unfortunately, he did soft lock. I didn't guess X-ray was going to be the answer, but
That's
yeah.
crazy. This run was really good until ice clip. After that, I just lost all momentum. Ugh. And I got baby skipped this run, like, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it was a nice baby skip. Yeah, it kind of think of Hondo. It's so long, unless you're like up by more than 30 seconds at the end. It's sad to have play for like an hour and 20 hour and 30 minutes, and it just all comes down to that one trick.
Yeah, I mean, I was already like 40 seconds behind at G4, so I still I saved about 20 seconds, but I still didn't PB. Yeah, I probably could have got like a 126 if that ice clip went well. But yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely, just from watching here, you definitely due for a pretty big PB if you can put a whole run together.
Yeah, I need to put in some more practice.
We all do. We all do. Yeah, but I don't know if you have any questions for Sasha. I think azder is going to be joining us in a second here. Yeah, we do have azder here. GG's to you, azder.
Oh, that was fun.
We
Yeah.
were having a lot of fun trying to figure out what you were going to do next.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of money on that. So you normally do early croc, don't you?
Yeah.
Or okay. So when did you realize you skipped both, like croc and ice beam?
Oh, I always knew that I skipped it.
I was just thinking, like, if you recognize, like, just on top of the elevator, did you like think about just going back down and getting it?
No, that wasn't as fun.
Oh, okay. So yeah. Also,
yeah.
was the my other question was scouting crab supers done on purpose?
I
Just as a
did that on
joke,
purpose.
or
Yeah.
okay? I thought you might have been. I know I teased you in the past for doing that in your old Hundo PB. So
That
just
was pretty good. And I've even forgotten them outright. I forgot them outright in multi-category Hundo because I was devoting so much mental energy to remembering not to scout them, but not the actual collecting them part.
well, if it helps you remember that they're there. I guess.
It's a shame that I had soft lock this way because, like I know roughly the visual cue for when I'm supposed to be out, and I'm like right where I'm supposed to be out, right? I should be able to jump and just like seal and clip out, and right after I was just like, why did I do that? It was one of those split-second dumb decisions that is just like, you got the idea too close to when it would be useful, so you didn't have time to weigh the risks.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. A lot of times where it's just like some of these, like the if you get the speed through the speed keep through like the blocks, if like you're falling down, like I just need to like cut it off and jump back up instead of just taking the time lapse to go to the bottom, and then you're soft locked all of a sudden, and it's just like, oh, that's terrible. So yeah, when you're doing a speed run, you're so like, oh, just gotta go fast, like. Something like this, it's just going to cost you the entire run for what, maybe like a second at that. Yeah, it's sometimes hard not to do.
Yeah,
that would have been crazy if you got that X-ray climb.
I will say the way the camera glitches out when you actually get up there and cross over is pretty funny. So I'm sad that didn't get to be shown.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with X-ray climbs and everything. So I wasn't. Some people in chat were asking like, can you soft lock here? I'm like, I don't know, maybe. Like I assume so. Like I assume this goes bad.
I didn't. I mean, you can technically, but I didn't think that I was going to, and I was just like, no, I have morph off. I'm fine.
Yeah. So, Bunny, you have any questions for these guys?
I do not.
All right. Well, like we said, yeah, just it was certainly made it enjoyable, Azzer, to watch, seeing you kind of route this one on the fly. I was kind of hoping you would accidentally find a new optimal route, but I don't think this was it. And yeah, Sacho, again, just a nice run overall. You're moving on to the round of 16.
Yep, thanks.
Yeah. So I guess, Azzer, if you have any last comments.
I actually kind of wonder if like somebody's probably already had this idea, but I wonder if like you could route Crystal Flash Clip optimally.
There was one person in particular who was rooting for the Crystal Flash Clip in chat, and I was kind of wondering if you were going to go for it. But
if anyone has seen me try to Crystal Flash Clip in rando, I'm really bad at it.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how good you are at it, like you're only gonna have one shot at it here. Like, yeah, that'd be quite a thing.
I mean, you can farm PBs pretty easily off the Puyos. It's a really good place to do that, so you can at least refill them. So you have sort of as many tries as you want, but it's really something that I'm bad at compared to other people that are like at my rando level.
Right.
But I could see it because thinking about the GT max percent route, they purposefully try and take damage from. Oh no, they take a bunch of damage. They're using grapple, so I guess you could try and route your health and blue suit and stuff. I think it's doable, but like it
what
probably
if you route
doesn't...
it? What if you route it in grapple?
Sorry, oh no, I assume you're joking.
Yes, I am joking.
Okay. But like, so early ice is supposed to save 20 seconds, but you have to go and get ice instead of doing it with Crumble Tower, and then you have to go back to Crumble Tower anyways. So I wonder if it's one of those like maybe saves a few seconds and is one of those ideas that isn't quite as stupid as GT Super Jump, but still something that not
Yeah, you would have
people are
to.
gonna do.
You would have to route in farming some power bombs because like you do get down to like 0 around PBs of shame usually. At least I do on early croc. I assume late croc's kind of around that same power bomb situation in that area. So, but I mean, there's places to grab some. That wouldn't take too long.
Yeah, but I don't know, just mildly curious. Because I feel like there would be a point eventually that if it were actually saving time, somebody would eventually try to do it at that level. But
Yeah, probably.
not
mean,
something that people probably want to waste time on right now.
I mean, I'm sure a couple years ago, like, yeah, just keep a spike suit from Croc all the way up to X-ray seemed silly. Now, the top guys are doing it like it's nothing. So, but yeah, all right. I guess that concludes our routing portion of the evening. Sasha, do you have any last thoughts on your run?
No, just thanks for comms and thanks for the restream.
Yeah, so that is the only run today. I think we have, let's see, just one run tomorrow night, Azelnot versus White Mage Becky, and then Saturday we have a whole bunch with Keko versus Hodorubi in the morning, Shani Zenny versus Toasty, and then basically 3 races at 8 o'clock, Nevi versus Kip, Andrew versus me, and Zeb versus Richman, and then that Kaz versus Zos match closing it out at 10. So if you guys want Hundo content on Saturday, we've got plenty of it for you guys.
Packed.
Yeah, but I think that's gonna do it for us for here. Bunny, I'll let you have the last word, I guess.
Alright, thank you, and GG to both of our runners. Please follow them. I put the command in chat. They deserve all of your love and support, and thank you all for watching tonight. Hope to see you tomorrow at the same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, and then Saturday for the whole host of matches that we've got going on. But yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you, Duck. And I hope everyone has a great night. See you next time. Bye.
Good night.